I can switch the traction control off, and if you want to go a bit faster, I've got my wife with me and we're taking the NX500 out for a little run. So this is the segment of my video where I take the bike on a night ride. Okay, so this is our scene for the day. Some beautiful twisty roads. Gets going when you need it to. If you need to get on the power like I did there to make a gap, it is there. Bike has nice response. Hello sir. Good morning Snapshot family. Hope you are all well today. And today I'm back with the review video, and I'm on the epic little NX500 from Honda. Okay, so let's dive right into it, guys. What is this bike all about? It's a little middleweight adventure bike from Honda. I see Honda is fully invested into the middleweight adventure bike sector, and it's quite easy to see why. You know, if you give it some thought, guys, not everyone is looking for a bike loaded with technology and features. And not everyone is looking to buy a bike that can travel across different countries and climb mountains and all sorts of terrains with loads and loads of power. There's also another type of rider that's looking for a bike to just hop on in the mornings or the evenings, go on a little ride, take the commute to work, and every now and then do a little exploring, whether it's in the woods, on some gravel roads. You want a bike that's capable of doing these things. You're not going to take your Honda Hornet or Honda CBR 1000 or 600 sports bike and deliberately go and ride on some gravel roads.
No.
And when you take a small engine bike like this, a bike with a smaller engine like a 500cc or a sub 600, and you throw some gravel into the mix, it becomes a load of fun. It's not the fastest bike that you're going to find out there, but it's one that's going to do pretty much everything you need it to do. And if you're not looking to be the fastest out there, you're just looking to get to work on time, nice and safely, have a bike you can throw around, navigate easily through traffic, and I'm gonna do all of that in this video. I'm gonna be taking it on a bit of off-road. I'm gonna lift a passenger. I'm taking my wife for a ride, navigate through traffic, and just show you how practical it is, and obviously do some night riding just to test the lighting out and see what it's like to ride at night. So hope you guys enjoy. So I'm gonna dive straight into the engine, guys. 471cc parallel twin. Not the fastest, definitely more than enough to tick all the boxes you need though. If you just want to ride to work, if you want to go on a little breakfast run with your buddies, if you want to just check out the woods and explore the gravel roads a bit, foresty sections where the bike can go, this bike will be able to do it. We've got a manual gearbox, traction control options. You can switch it on and off just with the flick of a button, and I would really like it on this bike. You see this button here? If I keep it in, traction is deactivated. I know with the Transalp and the other models it's a bit of a story just to get to the settings for the traction control and so on. You need to navigate through a menu and choose different power options, but here we've got a button, a simple flick of a button, so I really like that. I've got a TFT display in front of me with quite a bit of options. You can connect to the Honda Road Sync app, which is great, which means you can connect your phone, access navigation, messages and calls without letting your hands leave the handlebars.
Nice.
Love how light this bike is, check. You can just throw it into the corner confidently and it will turn. It's so nice to have a light and nimble bike. And it rides so easily. It's so easy for me to ride, sorry. So yeah, I'm very impressed. I am going to be hitting some traffic soon and I'm going to show you guys what it's like to navigate and lane split. The handlebars aren't very wide, the bike itself isn't very wide. It's got a very comfortable seating position. I'm sitting upright. I feel relaxed, I feel confident, and that's exactly what you need in a bike like this. Especially for beginner riders, we aren't all seasoned professionals. Some people buy a bike like this for the first time and they don't always have the most confidence. However, you should be able to jump onto a bike like this and ride it with ease. You won't have to take too much into account when it comes to lane splitting. Like I say, the handlebars aren't too wide. You've got a nice view with the mirrors, you can easily adjust them, they are within reach, and you get a clear enough view of what's going on behind you. With regards to the TFT screen here in front of me, it's got all the information you need to see regarding the bike, like your revs. It's got a gear indicator, fuel gauge, which is amazing. Believe it or not, some bikes still come without fuel gauges and it's such an inconvenience. You can see the time and you can toggle between some different modes as well. Display modes, you can make the background black, and it's fairly easy. I can't show you while I'm riding, the bike won't allow me to access the settings. However, I am standing still. Quick move of the toggle switch to the right, press down, there's the settings, move it to the right, and as you see, it was black. I can choose a bar, a circle, different gauges, and if I want the color to be black, there we go, go back and it's black. So fairly easy to navigate through this menu. Does show you everything you need to know. I've chosen to have my consumption, liters per 100 k's over there. However, if I press up or down, it will show me my distance traveled according to my different trips, trip A, trip B, and the total mileage. This bike only has 754 kilometers on it. About to hit some traffic, put the indicator on and off we go. Nice and responsive engine, gets going when you need it to. Like I said, it's not the fastest, but for your commute and rides between cities, maybe your breakfast runs and so on, it's perfect to do the job. This is just perfect if you are looking to just do normal rides, hit a bit of gravel here and there. As you can see, moving between traffic at a decent speed. I'm doing 80 kilometers an hour, highway speed limit, and super easy to make a call if I'm able to make the gaps between traffic. If you want to put on your hazards, here's a switch over here, make yourself more visible. Super easy, just look down and in between traffic you go. If you want to hit the brights, over here on my left is a switch, you just flick it up and the brights will stay on. So everything you need to make your ride safe and make yourself visible on the road, it's all within reach. If you need to get on the power like I did there to make a gap, it is there. Bike has nice response. Hello sir. So for a small middleweight adventure bike, like I said, it is very impressive. I'm impressed with it. Makes my rides to work in the morning very enjoyable, very easy. And this fuel gauge never moves. That's the cool thing about a middleweight adventure bike with a smaller engine. Fuel consumption is great. What is happening here, guys? Why are you slowing down? The roads in the morning can be very tricky, guys. Always be careful and be alert. If something looks off, rather slow down. But as I was saying, that's the joy of these middleweight adventure bikes with these smaller engines. Fuel gauge never moves, consumption's great, and it's got just the right amount of power for you to overtake, for you to do highway speeds, and it becomes so cost effective. It's really enjoyable. So yeah, guys, this is my traffic ride. There's some really small gaps, as you can see. I'm not even flinching because there's so much space, and the bike is just so easy to judge when it comes to taking a gap. Okay, I'm jumping off the highway. Hazards are still on. You want to switch the hazards off, literally just press the button again and off it goes. So I love how easy they've made the functions of this bike. Like I said, number one was the traction control that I picked up. Simple push of a button, off it goes. And if you want it back on, you just keep the button in again. Indicators are all within reach as well, and the hazards and the brights. Brights also has a flicker option. You don't have to fully leave it on. I can just flick this button, press it down, and the brights will flicker. I'm not going to do that now because people will think that I'm flashing them for a reason. So feature wise, it's got everything you need. I do see people complaining about the fact that the bike does not have traction control, it doesn't have heated grips. Like I said, guys, there's so many different type of riders and people with different budgets out there. The problem when Honda does that is that the bike becomes more costly, so, and it's noticeable the price range, how it jumps when you start to add all those features. And some of us just want to jump on the bike, go to work. We don't worry about all the features, but we want the bike to be cost effective. You want a brand new bike that's reliable, and we're not going to really use all those features. Cruise control, heated grips. Heated grips will be nice in the mornings. I mean, we all get cold and we all have rides where it's fairly cold, but cruise control, not a definite must. People ask for an adjustable screen. This doesn't have an adjustable screen, but like I say, guys, the moment you start to add all these features, the bike does become more costly, and not everyone has the budget for all of those things, but everyone does want a new bike at some point, so they make it as cost effective as possible, which I understand, and you still get a really great bike that really does a great job. So a bit of a gravel road experience on the NX500. It's not the craziest of gravel roads. There is another one I'm gonna hit soon, but I just want to give you guys an idea of what it's like to ride. Super easy, one hand if I want to. This bike is crazy light and the suspension just absorbs all these bumps. Feels as if I'm riding on the road. I just do feel the vibration in my hands a bit through the handlebars, but other than that, nothing crazy. I can switch the traction control off, and if you want to go a bit faster, definitely something you couldn't do on a sports bike, but that you can do on a very capable NX500. So yeah, picking up some speeds up to 60 kilometers an hour on gravel, and I feel great. Jump on the brakes, slows down in a very stable manner. Front doesn't dive, back doesn't kick out. So a very cool and smooth gravel road experience. It's not as crazy as the Africa Twin, but the bikes are worlds apart. You cannot compare them. This is literally more than half the size of that bike. So for what you're paying and what you're getting, you are really getting a very cool adventure bike that's very capable and that can take you on roads that are different to the normal tarred sections. You can do a little adventure and just go and explore. I'm going to take you on another gravel path now with a bit more incline and see how it does. Like I said, everything is price dependent. If you want more features, if you want as much power as the Africa Twin, go out and buy one. You know, if that's the bike that you're looking for. If you want something more affordable, something with less features at a good price point, find yourself an NX500. You're gonna go on as many adventures and be just as capable on and off-road. Look at this, I found a little off-road section with some bumps, and we are going on a little adventure. Hi guys. So this is a bit more hectic, way more rocky, bit more incline, but very easy to tackle on a bike like this. Can go explore. I can go up there if I'd like, but that is not the aim today. I just wanted to see what it would feel like going on a road with ditches and bumps like this. So if you're wondering if you can adventure and do some off-roading, exploring, there you have it. Very easy to do on the NX500, and you can definitely put your off-roading skills to the test. People would look at the size of the bike and think you can't have fun, but it's literally all to do with what makes the ride fun for you. Any bike is fun and enjoyable. It really just depends on how you look at it. You can't expect this to be the fastest bike out there. You can't expect it to power wheelie, but you can expect to have good adventures and a good time on the rider's seat. Your hands on the bars and just confidently get on and go where you want to. Speaking about get on and go, this bike is the definition of get on and go. I'm not talking about starting the bike and riding off. I'm talking about simply throwing your leg over the seat. It's got such a cool low center of gravity, and the seat is positioned so well that I don't have to jump on the pegs or struggle to get onto the seat. I literally stand next to the bike, I swing my leg over and I'm on. It's the coolest thing ever. So I'm gonna do a different type of test today. I've got my wife with me and we're taking the NX500 out for a little run. So that's my wife over there. It's actually quite a miracle that she's with me. She's not a big fan of bikes or being on them, but she's been quite open to the idea lately with the nice bikes I've been getting from Honda SA. Obviously new, comfortable, and different from the super bikes that or the sportier bikes that I'm normally on. So I'm gonna give you guys a brief little ride through some twisty roads with scenic views. I am a bigger sized guy and we're not the smallest of people, and we are going to see what it is like on this bike to navigate through some turns and just see how capable the little 500 is. So stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Okay, so we're about to head off. This bike is fairly low. It's not as big as the Africa Twin. I can just easily jump on. You can see my missus getting on. Easy. She's on the bike. You can hardly feel it, and that is the nicer thing about a bike like this. I was just telling her that because the bike is so light, with a passenger, you don't have too much weight to consider or take into account. So to navigate the bike is actually quite easy compared to the bigger adventure bikes that are already heavy just from the get-go without the passenger, and then you still have to take the passenger weight into account. Okay, my stand is out. Safety feature, guess we can add that to the video. Start the bike and off we go. This is our scene for the day. Some beautiful twisty roads. Got my beautiful wife at the back, and I'm quite enjoying the feeling of the bike. So I feel like it is the perfect bike if you want to do some adventuring, go on your breakfast runs, go for little adventure rides, and you want to take someone with you. It's very capable, and I think it's a great choice when it comes to deciding on a bike that can do those things. This guy's saying I can go, get on the power. Got some overtaking power there, turns in just perfectly, and like I say, the balance between the weight and its capabilities is really awesome. I don't feel like I'm straining the bike too much. I don't feel like it's under turning or understeering. Turn it in and off we go. I feel confident on the bike, and it's not working too hard to get us going. And we're doing decent speeds out here. 60 kilometers speed limit, very low revs. And as I said, if you do need to overtake, as you saw earlier, it will do it with ease. Got a stop and go coming up. I'll get the approval from the missus and see how she's feeling. Okay, so I'm gonna ask the missus a few questions. Hello ma'am, how's it going back there?
Oh, good, very comfortable.
Comfortable? You feel like the bike's doing good?
Yes.
Okay, it feels like you're comfortable. I even forgot you back there. The missus is adapting to the bike life. She says we put on so many layers, get so hot just to go for a ride on a hot day. But other than that, she said she's feeling comfortable, and yeah, she's enjoying the ride. So it's like I said guys, if you are wondering, can you take a passenger, will you manage? Both of us are not the lightest of people, but the bike's managing quite fine. So this is the segment of my video where I take the bike on a night ride, because let's be honest, you are most likely going to ride it at night, and you want to have a good idea of what the experience is like. So I'm gonna hit a bit of a dark road. Before I do that, I just want to have a look at the bike. Got a bright LED light, which helps obviously with being seen. Hit the hazards. Let's see what the indicators look like. If you put the hazards on, bright LED indicators, no one's gonna miss you. And if you go to the front of the bike, you've got a very bright headlight, LED headlight, with bright indicators as well. In front, no one's gonna miss you. And you do have a little bright light as well. At the bottom, we'll see how effective that is. You can see it shining over there. So yeah, let's go on a night ride guys. The road I've chosen to do this ride on actually has no street lights. So going up, you'll see some lights, but eventually it is going to get very dark. So some of the darkest conditions out there, and we are going to see just what the lighting of this bike is like, how effective it is. So here we go. Some twisty roads as well. You can see just how confident I am in this bike, and the lights are quite effective, eh? I'm getting to a very dark section now, so yeah, no street lights. I can clearly see what's happening in front of me. If I hit the brights, look at that. It's such a small little bright light. I was actually concerned about how effective it's going to be, but look at this. I can see all the way up there to the next corner. So whatever Honda has done with this small little headlight space they had, they've really made it effective. I'm so impressed. So that's low beam, very easy to find the control as well once you know where you flick it up, and you know exactly where you're going guys. So I would highly recommend that this bike can be used at night. If anyone had to ask me, I would say go for it. You can be seen, indicator on, just to make a U-turn. So going back downhill, hit the brights, there we go. So when it comes to night riding also, you obviously want to be able to see your speeds, your revs, your fuel. And with the older bikes, sometimes the lights aren't that effective. We've got a TFT screen here, LCD display, and I can clearly see I have enough petrol. I can see what gear I'm in. There's more than enough backlight, which is great. The switch gear has a backlight, which I think is great. Here we go over here. You can see clearly if you need to navigate through the menus or just get some other information. If I press it in, I see my trip meter and all my other information, but I use my instantaneous fuel consumption gauge. So like I say guys, very impressive to ride at night, very easy to ride as well. The ergonomics of the bike are great. I'm comfortable, I can sit upright, I don't feel tense. which makes the night ride so much more pleasant. So there you have it, NX500, absolutely brilliant to ride. Another thing I want to touch on is the color scheme. It's white, pearl white, and it's got some reflective stickers on the side in bright red or orange. So that's also effective when it comes to safety. You can be seen very clearly. So I would highly recommend it as a night riding bike. Easy to use, easy functions, easy controls to find. Sorry, that's what I wanted to say. Go around the circle, put my indicator on, and easily turn into the circle because it's so light, and the light just follows you. It follows your path where you are going, so you can see if anything is in front of you. So that's my night ride conclusion, guys. Honda has made it very easy and enjoyable to ride and to use for all sorts of conditions. So this was a bit of an unplanned one. It's just that the weather conditions worked out in my favor. So as you can see, the roads are pretty damp. It's been raining, and I figured why not show you guys how the bike is in a bit of damp conditions. I've come through quite a bit of twisties, and the bike just stuck to the road without any issues. You can get on the power, you can overtake. It's not going to spin the rear wheel up or make you feel uneasy about how it is handling in these conditions. I'll show you now. I'm going to overtake these cars, indicator on, no solid line, get on the power, and off I go. And the roads are very damp, and this can make you lose confidence sometimes, make you doubt if the bike's going to turn or stop. See, I'm on the brake, turn into a nice little hairpin, loads of grip. So a cool bike to ride on the tar road when it's rainy conditions as well. So this is the part of my video where I give you my concluding thoughts of this bike, the Honda NX500. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, in this middleweight adventure bike category, in terms of the price you're paying for what you get for a brand new bike, I think this is the one bike that really stands out. There aren't many in the class, but it's got some amazing features and some amazing specs, such as the suspension. I'm going to go into the mechanical bits and then touch on the technology again. So with the suspension, we've got telescopic shocks in front with some shower technology. They are long travel, which allows you to go on some off-road adventures. And at the back we've got a mono shock. It's got preload adjustment, so you can fine-tune it according to your weight conditions and just according to your comfort. Then looking at the brake system, you've got the dual disc system in front and a single disc at the rear, and that's combined with ABS. So your stopping ability on this bike is really good. If you need to make emergency stops, it's going to do it just fine, and it's not going to lock up. So that's another great feature at the price point. And then obviously the engine, we've got 471 cc's of parallel twin power. The power delivery is smooth, the acceleration's there when you need it. It's got great low end torque for those situations when you need to accelerate quite a bit, and the mid-range is very smooth. I could do highway speed smoothly. I could literally ride for quite a bit of long distances, and it did it without a problem. There was minimal vibrations on the handlebars. I know with the lower cc bikes sometimes vibration can be a problem, but I didn't feel any vibration, or I didn't feel much compared to other bikes that I've really been on. This bike's really smooth. And lastly, the TFT screen, which clearly displays your speed, your gear, the time, and everything else you need to know. Sorry, sir. It's got your fuel gauge, And you also have the option of the Road Sync app, Honda Road Sync app, which will allow you to use navigation and many functions on your phone. So that's another great feature. So all in all, guys, like I said, great value for money in this sector. If you're looking for a bike without all the extra technology and additional costs, then this will be the perfect bike for you, especially if you're looking to just commute and go on a little bit of adventures and longer distances on weekends. This will be the perfect bike. Look at this, I'm doing highway speeds, passing the cars, and it's barely even tried. So head over to your nearest Honda dealership, go try one out. I'm sure you'll love it. If this is what you're looking for in terms of power and versatility, it will really surprise you. And don't forget that the Honda dealerships in South Africa, and I don't know if any others are offering it, but if you purchase a brand new bike from them, then you do get advanced rider training with your purchase as well. So don't waste time, guys. This bike is selling very fast and you would not want to miss it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks so much for watching. Take care and stay blessed.